So for your skills, you want to have Pierce Armor, Melee Taunt, Green Dragon Blood for healing, Igneous Shields. I use Protective Plate, it's kind of nice. Heroic Slash is also kind of nice, but not necessary. Balance is okay, pretty good. Again, probably not necessary, but it really helps you survive. I would recommend you do it. This Crushing Shock is something you can swap around a little bit, or the chains you can swap around, like these two are your flex spots. I like having Crushing Shock for range interrupting Smaja in case I'm away from her. The alternative would be to maybe use Range Taunt. If you, yeah, like if you're not sure if you're gonna lose aggro or something, then Range Taunt is also pretty good to put there, or instead of chains. But I really like speed, movement speed. I feel it's incredibly strong, especially in vCR, especially in portals. Drain for crystals, blockade, obviously important. When it comes to the Mundus, I run Steed. Again, for the movement speed, there's a little bit of health recovery as well on that, so that's nice, but I would recommend Steed. And also, for even more movement speed, you can run even Swift Jewelry. It's not necessary, you don't have to do it, but I feel like it has saved me very often, just like when portals are closed and you need to grab that orb and deliver it last second, having a tiny bit of extra movement speed will prevent some of the wipes. Yeah, so I feel movement speed is king in vCR. You could maybe even run Ring of the Wild Hunt. I have never tried that because I don't care about leveling up my scrying, so yeah.
When portal tanking, first thing you do, if you have a minimap, that really helps. If you're playing on a PC and you can get the minimap add-on, get the minimap and make sure that when you enter, you are looking north, because that is always where the boss in the portal will spawn. It's always north, always the map facing upwards. Maybe there is some way that you can figure it out without an add-on, but I'm a PC player. I have no idea how this game works. So next thing you do is make sure you get to the portal on time. You really want to be there as soon as possible, especially as a tank, because the later you enter, the later the DDs enter, and then it can really delay the portal. So Portal 1 spawns on, like, together with the second flare. When you see the second flare spawn, that's when Portal 1 spawns as well. So you see, like, there's flare, I'm standing in the flare, but the Portal 1, I get a countdown there, it's spawning as well. I go very close to that Hoarfrost. Do not do that. Make sure you do not pick Hoarfrost when you enter the portal, and this is also why groups generally want to set places where they drop Hoarfrost. So, say normally when you face Maja, the way we did it is we place Hoarfrost on the left. This one is on the right because I don't know why, but generally you place it on the left. And then you should never touch the left side as the tank before you enter portal, because it will delay you. If you bring the Hoarfrost into portal, it makes it significantly more difficult. Or you need to just wait. Ideally, you wait. When you do have Hoarfrost before portal, just wait until you can drop it outside, and then enter the portal. But yeah, one thing you notice is I used balance. Make sure you use balance before you enter portal. It gives you major resolve, 6,000 resistances almost. You really want those extra resistances, and you don't want to be kind of using it in the middle of fighting, because it will reduce your healing and shielding down for, what is it, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. So yeah, use balance before you enter portal, enter, and then you have almost 30 seconds of it. So as soon as you enter, you taunt Smaja. You see again when... I'm gonna rewind that. So you see I face my camera, if you look at the bottom right corner right now, I'm facing north. That is actually where the entrance is. So if you can recognize where the entrance to the trial is, that's where the north is. So I'm facing north, I enter, and that's where Smaja's shadow is. You taunt her, and then I'll drain the crystals. You can keep holding block. I am constantly holding block while doing this. If you stand at around the center where the entrance to the portal is, you can reach all the crystals. So just keep holding block and keep draining portals. Keep draining crystals. One thing you notice is the light attacks from Zmaja will sometimes apply a dot to you. You can see the dot, the leeching shadow in the bottom right corner. It's in my debuffs. And also if you have enabled numbers, like damage taken numbers, it will show you near your character that you're taking damage. Right now you can see I'm taking like 1610, around 1.6k damage, and that dot increases with each tick. So with my resistances, I'm at around, I think around 30,000 spell resistance. I'm taking around 700 from the first tick and around 7, maybe 8,000 in the last tick. So it keeps going, right? It lasts for 8 seconds. Each tick deals more and more damage. So you can kind of take it a little bit, but then when it's getting late, you really need to be healing and shielding later on during that dot. So just pay attention to that. That is very important. It is possibly one of the most important things to watch out for when you're in portals, because it's so easy to miss. You kind of just, it doesn't look like you're getting attacked or anything. And also you can see this purple thingy-ish around me. That's what looks like. I smell purple, so that's the dot. So you see, when the dot is ramped up, I stop draining the crystals. I come to Zmaja and just keep holding block, cast my igneous shields. So like dot hits me for 800, 1600, 2400, and then I'm like, okay, this is enough. So I turn to Zmaja and I'm using Earth Core. So if you're running Earth Core, you want to heal until, well, you don't want to heal until your health reaches at least below 50% health, so you can proc Earth Core. So you see my health is at 51% right now. I face Zmaja. I cast Igneous Shields for increased healing. And I'm at 50% health right now. 39 with that leeching shadow tick for 4500. So I'm at 39% health. That's below 50. Now I can cast a heal. You see I cast Green Dragon Blood, and that procs Earth Core. The red circle underneath me, that's Earth Core, and now it's healing me a lot. Remember to bash Smaja, you want to keep her interrupted. And I just reply taunt. And we can go back to draining now, because the dot is falling off. That's the last tick for 6800. And Smaja is just about to heavy attack me. So as a DK, I highly recommend that you run Wings, Protective Plate. That's the 4th skill on my bar. Because it reduces damage from projectiles by a lot. And with that, you can even survive an unblocked heavy. It will deal a lot of damage. It still deals a lot. You still want to block it whenever you can. But with the wings, you will survive if you get hit, even if it's unblocked. And that is very helpful. That will save your ass several times in vCR, because there is plenty of ways you can get stunned as a tank. So if you do get stunned, you do not break free in time or something, that will save your ass when you're getting heavy. You will not get one shot. So it's really good, and I also like it in portals because it reduces damage by a lot from the heavy. So I cast my wings now, Protective Plate. I get heavied for 8,000, which is like barely anything, and I keep draining. The dot has now faded out. I drain all of the crystals. I move to Zmaja. I know jump up is going to happen soon. It's always on a timer. If you look at the top right corner in my screen, I do have a timer that's from the Medusa add-on, and you see this orange line. that's when the explosion happens, and there's going to be another one. So there's always 2 explosions in Portal. Yeah, so I know the explosion is going to happen soon. Before the explosion happens, make sure you taunt Maja. If you have range taunt, you probably don't need to worry about that as much, but I don't run range taunt. I only have melee taunt, so I taunt her, and then I go, because I know I need to go. I chain one of the crystals. You don't always need to do that, because I get lucky, I get a nearby spawn of the wings. But I chain it so that it's free. My magicka gets returned. If you chain the ads, it will actually cost magicka. So chaining crystals or the boss is free of cost. And it gives you major expedition. So that's 40% extra movement speed. And this is really good for running around in portals. I highly recommend this skill. I would even more recommend Race Against Time from the Siege Order. Because for that you don't actually need anything to hit. You just activate it and you run. Because sometimes when like all the crystals are dead and Smaja is under the ground, you cannot target anything, so you cannot get the speed buff if you only have chains. But with Race Against Time, you can get it anytime. I just don't run it because I was too lazy to level up my Siege Order skill line, so I don't have that skill. I'm using chains instead. So you jump up. Whenever you go to the balcony, so each jump, make sure you recast balance. Right, so this is when you cast it again. You don't want to cast it when you're getting hit by magic, because you might need to heal soon, you might need to shield soon. Cast it as you jump up on the balcony. So once before you enter the portal, and then once when you're up on the balcony or as you're running towards the balcony. Do be careful, because I have killed myself with this sometimes. Sometimes I'm running towards the balcony, and I cast that, and I don't notice I have the Leeching Shadow on me. So just double check before you cast it. Double check that you don't have the Leeching Shadow dot, because if you have it and you're not healing, you cast balance, you're gonna kill yourself. So just be careful about that. So I don't have the dot on me anymore. I cast balance. Jump down. Sometimes you can jump down into the cone. So there's a cone coming from the portal. In order to avoid it, I would recommend you try to jump down as early as possible. And what you can even do is actually jump from the balcony, like press your spacebar to jump, because that will increase the amount of time you spend in the air, so you can jump up a little bit earlier. Like the explosion is happening downstairs and you jump off. If you just walk off, you like get down before the... Actually, it probably doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Yeah, so you jump down, retones Maja. So this is very important. Sometimes I would try to like carry an orb or something, but then I lose Tontos Maja. This isn't very good. You jump down, and as soon as you jump down, Tons Maja, and now you can start looking to deliver orbs. So this is a really good time to start looking to deliver orbs. You see, I do go pick this one up because it's close, but you want to be very careful when you're delivering orbs. It's hitting for a lot. If you have Leeching Shadow on you, do not deliver orbs. It's a lot of damage. I would recommend you wait out the dot, and yeah, just wait for it. But I don't have a Leeching Shadow, and I see this one is nearby. You can deliver close ones. If it's too far, I would wait. Wait until the jump. Wait until the explosion. So I deliver the orbs. You want to keep blocking as you're running. So Smaja will keep light attacking you. Do make sure you block every light attack, because they deal a lot of damage when they're unblocked. So you're carrying an orb, you know a light attack is about to come, you press right click, you block it, and then you can sprint again. So she light attacks about, every 2 seconds? So if you just press right click every 2 seconds, you're gonna be okay. I get heavy heat, again, same thing, wings. You can also, it's a good thing to try to save potion for when you're delivering. So again, same thing, right? You can proc Earthcore on every phase, so that's a really nice set to have. So I just wait for my health to drop, proc Earthcore, and now I'm just like looking to deliver things. The DD delivers 1 orb and delivers the second, and we're done before second explosion. Normally you probably want to wait. for the second explosion to actually go through. What you can do is if you're pretty fast, you should be able to deliver. You definitely are able to deliver at least one orb after the second explosion. If you're not, then you need to you need to be able to deliver at least one orb. Sometimes you can deliver two. I have once delivered all three orbs after the second explosion, but I got very lucky. They were super close together. So one orb you definitely can deliver no matter how far it is. So it's always good, like, after first explosion, the tank delivers one orb, and then after the second explosion, the tank delivers one and the DD delivers one. So there should be like two orbs left, and you communicate with your DD, say, hey, I'm taking the left one, you take the right one, deliver it there, wherever you see it, right?
Hello, future lecturer here. One thing I forgot to mention when I was recording this is that now I forgot to mention it again. What was it? What did I want to say? Oh yeah. So when you when the second explosion happens, Zemaja will no longer be attacking anyone. She doesn't attack you. You don't need to mitigate damage. You don't need to block. You don't need to shield. You don't need to heal anything. Right? She won't be attacking the DD. She won't be channeling, so you don't need to interrupt. You can absolutely ignore her. She's just going, like, as soon as you jump off the balcony, you just ignore her completely and you go deliver orbs. This is why it's also really nice to deliver, because you don't need to worry about her at all. She's just walking towards the center and not doing anything. Okay, back to the video.
So that's a good way to communicate. And before you finish, so you see the DD is delivering the orb. Before you finish, make sure you run to the center. So you see I'm in the center near the portal. That's always where the monstrosity is going to spawn. So the monstrosity spawns and you taunt it. It's most of the time the portal tank's job to take the monstrosity. So you take the monstrosity and you stack it wherever the damage currently is. Yeah, that's it. So it always spawns in the center as soon as the portal finishes. Let's take a look at a couple more videos. Let's take a look at that to see what I did wrong, maybe what I yeah. Okay, that's the second one. Second portal is happening soon, it's spawning. You see I enter, cast balance before entering, face north, taunt Maja, Stardella draining crystals. I get a dot on me, turn around, wings, igneous shields. I pop a potion because I see my health is going low. I don't want to wait for the global cooldown so I can cast. I just pop a potion. Use heroic slash. You don't always need to. It helps, right? It's a little bit of damage reduction, but yeah. And then keep out draining. So I'm just jumping. Reapply taunt and run upstairs. So this is where I make a mistake. I run straight for the orb. I do not recommend doing that. So as soon as you jump down from the balcony, unless the orb is like right next to Smaja, I think this is wrong. Because she starts channeling and I do interrupt her a little bit late. I am running range interrupt. But there's like ads in the way sometimes. It's difficult to target her. Sometimes it takes time. I like just being next to her. I interrupt her, but you see there's somebody getting Jotun. Yeah, there's slaves, right? Just luckily he survives, but that was my bad. I should have definitely been near Smaja and ready to bash. Or at least paying more attention to her. Same thing. The second explosion, and you see we have two orbs to deliver. So one is the one I'm looking at right now, and you can see another one. I have rewinded the video. You can see another one to the right. There's a, I don't know where the orb is, but this is where the shard is to deliver to. So I say I take the left, deliver left, you take the other one. So I grab that. Oh yeah, and I'm waiting actually. I'm delaying the portal. And I deliver, run to the center, done the monstrosity. Done. Is there more? Clear. No. Okay. Take a look at this one. There, Sardell draining, getting heavied, wings for the heavy, heal, the Proctor score, keep Ella draining. Once everything has been drained, go up and don't smaja. Now I'm looking at an orb, right? You reapply taunt, now you can actually start delivering, but this is spicy. Yeah. So that was a very brave delivery. So this is a far delivery. I heal, but you can see I'm not blocking any live attacks, which is a problem. So when you have that, you can try to deliver, and I'm running and get hit, unblocked. I pop a heal there. That is true. I should be shielding. Should shield here. But I'm just popping heals, which isn't ideal. And deliver, go back to the match, and now this is when I get the dot applied actually. So it's okay, you can run when you don't have the dot, but it was a little bit risky. I'm not casting my Ignis shields here, which is a problem. It's can get very magicka draining if you just spam heals. Alright, that's about it for how to portal tank. I will make another video, and I'm going to just go through some portal tanking and make comments on it, maybe show some mistakes that I made, maybe show some things that were correct. So I'll do that in the next video.